I think the Innovation Summit is incredibly innovative, if you like. It's actually looking at human beings and what innovation means for them in the legal profession. So we're looking at our clients, we're looking at lawyers themselves, and what is changing. I haven't been to a summit or any other conference that really tackles those two issues. Everything seems to be about technology. We go a lot deeper.
I think the main thing is that we're talking about concepts and ideas that just don't come up at other legal conferences. So that's really I think that's the number one thing for me, that, you know, design thinking, it's a relatively new concept, and it's not something that we sort of often see around the other legal conferences.
So from the first session with Nick from KPMG, I found the whole collaboration piece that he ran as kind of a bit of a reminder or a refresher for me, but there were some key points when he was talking about the 3 Ps, the purpose, the process, and the payoff. Really resonated with me this morning because of some of the work that I'm doing in my current job, which is going to help me bring the lawyers along on the journey and get them to work a bit more collaboratively when we're working on creativity. And I think from the design thinking session, it was really great to hear from people who have actually used it, who can articulate the benefits that they have achieved in using it. And I think another key takeaway was how easy it was for them to adopt design thinking. It was 2 really great sessions today.
The things I've really enjoyed about the day, and what's a little bit different about this from other summits, is the diversity of people that you have in the room, and therefore the diversity of the experience. The way the summit's designed is there's a lot of conversations that take place, so you have the time to sit and listen to people, but there's actually space in the corridors to bump into those people, to ask them that next layer question and drill down and get deeper insight into their experiences. It's a lot of fun and a lot of different conversations, so at the end of the day you're ready for a nice glass of wine, but you take away a lot to process and learn from.
I think primarily it's the fact that it's so diverse, so there's a broad range of people and participants, so the people that are coming as well as the people that are presenting. So what that does is give a huge range of perspective. So myself, coming from what I would call typically a small firm in Western Australia, there's content that's absolutely as relevant to me as there is to the global national firms that are there and also presenting. So it's a perspective, and also just the practicality and the usefulness, which I adore. It is people that are willing to share, which I know happens in most conferences, but it just always seems so relaxed, friendly, open, and just people willing to share on, I hate the word journey, but on this, it's hard to get away from the word journey, on this thing that we're all doing that is challenging, it is difficult, and it really does need to happen. And it's so open and so helpful, which is what brings me back year after year for all 3 years that we've been going.
By no means a seasoned participant. I've been to a few tech events, and I found today was way better than any of the others. It was very well geared to my level of tech expertise, which is not a lot. And the networking, which I'm not very good at, was really easy. There were lots of people here who were doing similar things, had similar experiences to me. So yeah, it's been a really positive experience all around.
In terms of enhancing my network, I was just really surprised at the broad range of participants that were here today. So you had lawyers, you had legal tech, you had a lot of non-lawyers, but I think we were all here to achieve the same outcome, and that was to just explore what's happening in innovation in legal services throughout the country. And coming from a smaller city, being Adelaide, it was just so eye-opening to see what everybody's doing in the eastern states. So for me, that was the takeaway, was just building the network and seeing who's doing what and getting ideas and listening to their challenges, which are basically the same across the board. So, and how to overcome those challenges. That was the takeaway for me.
I thought the energy, especially at the start of the day, was amazing. I thought that everyone was really eager to contribute their ideas. They brought a lot of enthusiasm, and I learnt a huge amount from the day, to be honest.
So many takeaways today, Terry, but probably 3 main ones. First one, just about collaboration. We had a great session on collaboration, but I think the whole summit was about collaboration. There's a lot of generosity in this space. There's a lot of information being thrown at lawyers, but the people who are in the space and exploring what the future of law looks like are really collaborative. So we need to work together to work it out together. Number 2 takeaway is just having some understanding of what technologies are out there. I don't think we need, as lawyers, to understand exactly how they work, but we need to understand what's out there and where we're heading. Blockchain, for example, is going to impact the profession, so we need to at least understand a little bit about that and know who the experts are that we can draw on to ask about it. And third takeaway for me, particularly working in the education space, is that the lawyer of the future looks different and really does look different. We can't avoid that. So as a college, we're looking at how can we train the lawyer of the future. So what do we need to do to create skills for people to be able to work in this future way. Thank you. Great conference.
I found today's event for the Centre of Legal Innovation really interesting from some of the other events that I've been to in the past. Number one, I think the collaborative nature of everyone attending. I said earlier on the panel that I chaired, I think everyone came here with an open mind. We're all at different stages of the transformation journey, but everyone was very, very collaborative and very eager to share part of their journey or their whole journey. So I think that whole collaboration piece was key for me. I think the other thing that obviously the college provides is the ability to connect a really wide variety of people within the industry. And when I talk about that, I really mean, people from the startup basis to scale-ups to large firms to small firms to medium-sized firms. So there's a really wide cross-section of people here.